Welcome to my little space where heart and hook stitch up a place where we can together make a refuge safe for all our sake. In case you're new here, my name's Aileen. Here's my 27th Nana doll, inspired by Niki de Saint Phalle's Nanas. These are my Nanas against Trump and fascism. This one is named after Beyonce. So this is Nana Beyonce. There it is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I feel like sales are starting to pick up. All right, well, Mallory, Jenny, and Stephanie, your items are on their way. Jenny, I only have mouth puppets right now with bright pink buttons. So hopefully that's sufficient for you. And I was hoping to have one of my custom dolls that I'm working on right now ready to go today. But I didn't, and that's why I almost forgot that I need to ship these by today. So I will be heading to the post office now. I realize now I said Jenny, but it's Jeannie. Sorry about that. Get this, another fun tidbit. I'm shipping to Santa Clarita, and I used to live there just between 5 and 10 years ago. So I feel like maybe I should know you, but I don't think I know you, but that's okay. Well, this came in the mail a little while ago, but I never actually used it or showed it off. Look, it's pretty. It's got dandelions and dragonflies just for decoration on that side. And then this side, I don't even remember what these are called, but we can get it to focus. Depending on how many wraps per inch you can get of a yarn, you can find out whether it's lace, fingering, sport, DK, worsted, Aran, bulky, or super bulky. So you can figure out what weight your yarn is. So I did mine off camera, and then I quickly forgot how many wraps I got. So I'm guessing I'm just going to count how many times I get in the top. So that's 2 times 3, 4, 5. Right there, it's way thicker than the other wraps. 6. And I don't know whether I should kind of scooch it or not. I'm just going to make sure it's right next to each other. 7, 8, 9. If I really squish it, I could get more, but I don't need to really. If I just make sure that they're right next to each other, 10. I can get 10 wraps. I think that's pretty nicely 10. So what does that mean? It means on average, it is between a worsted and a DK. But maybe I smushed it too much. If I do it without smushing it at all. Let's see what that looks like. Just sort of loosely pulling it next to the next wrap. So that's 4 now. 5, because some of these are really thick. Some of the sections of it are really thick. Now I've lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, if I'm not forcing it, I get 9. If I'm not scooching it, snugging it in a little bit. That's probably more how you're supposed to do it. I could have researched that before showing you. So 9 would actually be worsted weight yarn. It's not that bulky when you average it out. However, there's obviously way bulkier sections than others, but on average, it's actually a worsted weight. All right. Well, that makes sense because a lot of these sections are thinner than worsted weights that I'm used to using. And then there's like a chunky section there. So anyway, that's my hand spun that's just been sitting around. Haven't really known what to do with it yet. I'll probably just continue to use it in small amounts in fringe on things like vests, or in little bits of trim on the nanas, because I've used it a couple times on nanas already, and that's nice. I realize that I have some fancier materials in some of these nanas. Like there's a nana that has some llama as a section of one of the legs, and I'm thinking I should probably notate that in the listings on Etsy, because they're all very unique, and some of them do have some special materials in them in just small amounts because I didn't really have enough to do anything else with them. So anyway, so this is the doll I just finished. I'll show you the official photos of it separately because the lighting right here is not great. But she has pearl necklace. I have a stash of beads, and I don't know if these are real or not. I don't think they are. Little, we're going to call them ruby earrings, just little glass red earrings. And then she's a sophisticated lady. So we've got S and L. And we've got a purple iris flower and a delta symbol for the sorority that she's representing here in this outfit. So she's ready to go. This same customer has ordered another doll, so I'm going to get started on that. And I figured this time for this next doll, I'm going to attempt to do the whole doll on time-lapse captures. So you can watch a doll being created, and it's going to have the same yarn for skin color, same black for the hair, and this is a look-alike doll of a little girl. So I think she's going to be really cute. I don't have all the yarns out here yet, but I have what I need to start. I was so happy to get permission to use this girl's photo because this is the girl that the doll is going to be based off of. I like to photograph all of the yarns that I'm going to use for a doll before I start making it so that I can send the picture to the customer and the customer can confirm whether they like the colors together or not. For instance, sometimes a customer might request a different shade for the skin or the hair or the outfit colors or any part of it. And my photo box is good for that. Sometimes the sunlight in my room is just fine for it, but anyway, so now I'm making the head. I have a couple different face embroidery options, and this is the option that's kind of my more recent design that I've been doing, and it's got safety eyes. So they have that kind of, they're bigger and they have that plastic shine to them so that they look a little bit more dramatic than just the dot with the 3 lines for eyelashes that I used to do. So now I'm using this pink fuzzy yarn for the bottom of the skirt. Sometimes I'm able to achieve sort of the look of an outfit with a fancy yarn without really copying exactly all the detailing. You know, I'm just generally representing the look of the clothing and the accessories. So I can't seem to find my stuffing stick anywhere. And it's funny, it's like the simplest little tool. It's just this sort of bamboo chopstick looking thing that comes with, sometimes it comes with bags of stuffing that helps to stuff the stuffing into small spaces like the hands and arms and legs of puppets, small openings of the crochet. So I've been using the spindle. It doesn't work as well. It's a little smoother, more refined than my stuffing stick, but the spindle is my stuffing stick for now. So now I'm making the arms. I stuff the hands. I didn't used to always stuff the arms, but I have been stuffing the arms lately on my dolls just to give them a little bit more sturdiness. You can see my mom's Mother's Day flowers in the background. I'm also now making the little shoulder straps for her dress and attaching those and giving her a gold necklace and gold bracelet. Now I'm starting in on the shoes and the legs. So I start just from the bottom and I work my way all the way up the leg. So from the bottom of the shoe straight up to the top of the leg, all in one piece. The yarn I'm using for the shoes has a metallic thread going through it, so it's shiny. If you know me even just a little bit, you probably know about my diet. I eat mainly carnivore. Some might call it ketovore because occasionally for special occasions I will include some strawberries, and pretty regularly the only other plant foods that I eat are olives, avocados, and lettuce, sometimes pickles. But aside from that, I pretty much, for the most part, mainly eat meat, cheese, cream in my coffee, eggs. That's the majority of my diet right there. And but for very special occasions like my partner's birthday, I made him a birthday cake. I will do like my own version of a low carb, grain-free, sugar-free, keto type dessert. Kind of more along the lines of like keto or ketovore in terms of the desserts. So as you can see here, I made this fantastic cake. It was a success. I was inspired to try making a cake out of these low-carb crepes. The ratio is what I use for making chaffles, which is just 2 eggs per half a cup of shredded mozzarella, but with an added rounded teaspoon of coconut flour. So my partner tried that the other day to see what it would be like for cheese blintzes for Mother's Day, and it tasted amazing. He wanted more of a bendy, flexible, thinner crepe though, so he did it without the coconut flour. But I wanted the slightly cakier texture, so I included it. I blended that up along with a little vanilla and sucralose drops, and I made that recipe times 12 and then cooked them one at a time in a pan with butter. We snacked on a couple mangled crepes because they are a little bit of a challenge to flip, but then I melted 2 bags of sugar-free Bake Believe, that's the brand, milk chocolate chips, and spread that all over all but one of the crepes, and the one without it was for the top. Then I stacked them one at a time with a smear of frosting that I made. I just took whipping cream, I whipped it, and then I blended in a mixture that I had made of cream cheese, sour cream, vanilla, and sucralose drops again for the sweetener. And then the berries were all left over from the amazing Mother's Day brunch that my partner had fixed for me and my mom. And this glorious cake is super heavy, and we enjoyed it for about a week. And I miss it already. So back to talking about the doll. As you can see, I'm making her hair. I'm doing curls right now and attaching them for her left side ponytail. She's got curls on both sides. And now I'm making some bows, a bow for each side. By the way, I stitch everything in place. I don't like to glue things in place because glue has a habit of becoming unglued. So everything is stitched in place, everything is knotted, and all the knots are hidden inside the doll. And that way it should be quite secure. And okay, I absolutely love how this doll came out. Look how cute her little sparkly shoes are, and her long, thick curls, and her bows. And I guess I'm in the habit now of taking a video, holding it, and doing a selfie with every doll that I make. And then these are my photo box pictures, which usually turn out pretty nice. Oh yeah, and if you didn't notice, I gave her dimples. And I totally live for these side-by-side photos. During a slow point in my shop several years ago, I made a couple dolls of each skin color I could find in my stash, and I incorporated lots of fun, frilly, colorful yarns. This was one of those. She has bantu knots and a fun tutu. Any that I still have available in my shop have been sitting safely tucked away in covered bins and are now at 50% off clearance in my shop. This one just sold, and since I wasn't taking any video of them back then, I thought it deserved a reel. So I went ahead and did my usual selfie and video. So I have 3 dolls to ship to 2 customers, and it continues to feel like maybe my slow time of year is coming to a close. Crochet hooks and colors bright, crafting wonders day and night. Join the fun, come see it through. Subscribe and I'll create for you. There's a bee somewhere right by me. You should totally go sniff some jasmine if you have any near you. This is my jasmine wall.